The Japanese invasion of Burma in 1942 was a significant campaign in the Pacific War, with far-reaching implications for the British Empire and the Allied war effort in Asia. The successful Japanese offensive not only led to the capture of Burma but also posed a direct threat to British India, a crucial stronghold for the Allies. This article explores the strategic motivations, the key battles, and the consequences of the Japanese campaign in Burma. Background: strategic importance of Burma. Burma was a critical battleground due to its strategic location between India and China. The country provided an important land route, the Burma Road, that connected China to the outside world, allowing the Allies to supply Chinese forces resisting the Japanese. Additionally, Burma was rich in resources including oil, rice, and rubber, making it an attractive target for Japan. Japanese objectives. The primary goals of the Japanese invasion were: cut off supplies to China by severing the Burma Road, capture Burma's resources to fuel Japan's war machine, secure flanks for their operations in Southeast Asia, threaten British India, potentially sparking rebellion against British colonial rule. The Japanese invasion of Burma. Initial attacks, December 1941 to January 1942. Following their victories in Malaya and the Philippines, Japanese forces launched their offensive into Burma in December 1941. They advanced rapidly from Thailand, a Japanese ally, encountering weak British resistance. Fall of Rangoon, March 1942. By March 8, 1942, the Japanese had captured Rangoon, the capital of Burma, cutting off vital supply lines to China. The British and Chinese forces, under General Harold Alexander and General Joseph Stilwell, retreated northward, engaging in delaying actions while suffering heavy casualties. Japanese advance into central Burma. After securing Rangoon, the Japanese 15th Army, led by Lieutenant General Shojiro Ida, pushed further into Burma. The battle-hardened Japanese soldiers, supported by air superiority, overwhelmed the retreating British, Indian, and Chinese troops. By April 1942, key cities like Mandalay and Lashio had fallen. The British retreat to India, May 1942. Facing defeat, the British ordered a full retreat into India. The evacuation, known as the Burma Retreat, was one of the longest and most grueling withdrawals of the war. Over 1,000 miles of jungle and mountainous terrain were crossed under severe conditions. Thousands of soldiers and civilians perished due to exhaustion, disease, and Japanese attacks. The threat to India. Japanese intentions. Following their victory in Burma, the Japanese sought to extend their offensive into British India. The primary targets were Assam, Bengal, and key rail links to Allied forces in South Asia. Japanese propaganda also aimed to incite anti-British sentiments among Indian nationalists. The Battle of Imphal and Kohima, 1944. The Japanese launched Operation Yugo in March 1944, attempting to invade India through Manipur and Nagaland. However, they met stiff resistance at Imphal and Kohima, where British and Indian forces inflicted heavy casualties on the Japanese. This marked a turning point as the Japanese were eventually forced into a costly retreat. Consequences of the Japanese occupation of Burma. Allied strategic setback. The loss of Burma disrupted Allied supply lines to China, weakening the Chinese war effort. Rise of the Burmese independence movement. Japanese occupation fueled nationalist movements that later led to Burma's independence from Britain. Turning point in the Burma campaign. Although initially successful, Japan's control over Burma was gradually eroded, leading to a major Allied counteroffensive in 1944-45. Impact on India. The invasion attempt heightened British concerns about defending India, leading to increased military fortifications and troop deployments. Conclusion. The Japanese conquest of Burma in 1942 was a decisive moment in the Pacific War, bringing Japan to the doorstep of India and significantly weakening the Allied position in Southeast Asia. However, the eventual defeat of Japanese forces in India and Burma in 1944-45 reversed their gains and set the stage for the liberation of Burma. This campaign underscored the strategic importance of Burma, the resilience of the Allied forces, and the shifting tides of war in the Pacific theater.